Polkadot Hackathon. I'm your host, Tracy. Polkadot Hackathon is an entrepreneurial competition for Polkadot ecosystem developer officially organized by OneBlock. It recruits Web3 technology enthusiasts from the world to participate, promoting developers to create more innovative products for Polkadot and the substrate ecosystem. I lead the team to invest in Polkadot ecological development and construction is underway. Polkadot will also help OneBlock will also help developers to create teams, provide technical guidance, and introduce investments and other support before and after a hackathon. Also, please remember to create your GitHub repo, and you need to submit complete project information following the competition certification. Since that applies where the official judge review your projects. So if you have any questions, you can ask the mentors or staff in the hackathon group. In addition to the bonus pool of the 4 major tracks of the 2 hackathons is $630,000 and can be stacked with the bounty bonus. Yeah, and I wish all project team good luck. And I was just quit the slides and trying to show since we have some bounties. If you didn't attend the workshop yesterday, 然后大家一定要看这个官方这个 Dollar Hacks 啊，这个上面这个 tab 有这个 bounty details. For the Singapore Hackathon, the bounties, we have Akala, Cross Network, Viral Network, Bifrost, and Blockchain for Goose. 这是我们更新的这个一些 bounty 啊。For the one in Bangkok, we have Viral Network, Bifrost, Davania Network, and Blockchain for Goose. Yeah, just simply click the bounties details, you'll be able to see it. 行，然后再回到这个 PPT 啊 ，Go back to my slides。行，然后咱们这个 workshop 呢，一共是6场，今天是咱们第4场。然后如果对大家有这个就是想获得这个 travel grants 啊，您一定要记着，现在改在 YouTube 上，因为有的同学在这个视频号上可能账号有些限制啊，然后您打卡可能同步不下去啊，您就在 YouTube 上通过您的这个姓名加项目名啊，如果您没有这个项目，您需要组队的话，您就把姓名加个人啊发在这个 YouTube 评论区里。Okay, here's the reminder for everyone. The teams that participate in the 3 online workshop and check-in, and then 6 of the interfinals and participate in the offline demo day can share the travel grants prize pool. Please remember to drop your name plus your project name or your name plus individual in the chat box. 行，然后下面就到了咱们分享环节啊，咱们非常荣幸啊，有请到了咱们这个 Polkadot 的贡献者啊，参与本次的这个 workshop 啊，给大家带来这个丰富的主题分享。然后他们的这些内容啊，也覆盖了大家关注的一些领域和赛道啊，希望能给大家提供一些宝贵的经验和启发。然后今天也是workshop 总共分为2部分啊，一个是咱们凯超老师啊，凯超老师先介绍之后呢，咱们会有一个 Q&A 环节。然后如果大家有什么疑问啊，这个期间您可以在 YouTube 上或者在视频号啊，您都可以打出来，然后会同步到老师。之后我们还有蔡荣老师啊，然后再有一个 Q&A。对 ，Do you have any questions? You can just write it down or simply just drop it in the chat box, and I will forward them to our speakers. 行，那咱们首先就有请咱们凯超老师啊，Substrate Community Developer。咱们的这个 Polkadot 社区贡献者啊，给大家带来这个主题分享啊 ，Polkadot 的 coretime 介绍。OK，let's start the first part. Kachao, Substrate Community Developer, share with you the introduction to Polkadot coretime. 行，那我就退出啊，凯超老师您可以分享。
好，谢谢我们主持人。然后 Let me share my screen. Let's start this topic. My topic is about the coretime introduction and deployment. My name is Kachao. I have been using Substrate for the last years. It's a great tool. Today, our topic will mainly cover why it comes out agile call time and how to use Substrate to develop the call time or develop a parachain. We will also cover how to deploy your parachain with Rococo. Previously, if you want to build a parachain, you need to participate in the slot auction. And slot auction is sometimes there are a lot of teams to participate in a series of slot auctions, and it's hard to win. You may need to have a strong fundraising capability, so you have a lot of dot holders to back up your project, and you may win a specific slot. It's not good for small teams. Usually, they don't have a lot of capitals deployed on the team. Also, whenever you win a slot auction, the period is pretty long. Usually, it's a 2 years period. Allocating a call to a single chain for such a long time is actually a suboptimal resource distribution. We need to find out a better way to distribute the fundamental resources, which is for Polkadot, which is the call. Here we make the name call time, which combining the underlying resources Polkadot call and a period of time, which is why we call it call time here. Also, if you want to renew for the old slot auction, if you want to renew the slot, it's you need to participate in the slot auction again. And as we mentioned, it's market-based. The price is not predictable and lacks a lot of certainty for teams building with Polkadot and deploy as a parachain. So here comes out the agile call time. Agile call time means a periodic sale-based model to assign the underlying resources of Polkadot, which is a call, and combining a period of time. With the agile call time, we don't need to use the slot auction, which is market-based. And the new agile call time will be deployed as a call time system parachain, and it mainly works as a broker role. There is a broker palace for this call time system chain, and its basic functions is to purchase a call and assign a call to a specific time, and how to renew a call and the price adjustments kind of thing. The call time can be assigned to a specific task, just like how a parachain wins the slot auction and gets the capability to produce blocks for this slot. And with call time, if you hold this call time, assign this call time to a task, you can your task, which is your parachain, can produce block for a period of time. Usually is 2 months with call time. Also, you can transfer the call time or sold the call time as NFT. So it gives a second marketplace to give a better way for the price discovery for call time. If you have a purchase call time, you don't have a task to assign to, you can just deposit this call time to the on-demand call time pool, so that if there are tasks that don't want to purchase a 2 months long call time, they can just purchase a single block production capability from the on-demand call time pool. And if you deposit your call time into the call time pool, you can get benefits, you can get revenue from the utility in this call time pool. There will be messages passing through XCM from the call time chain, system chain to the relay chain. And basically the message shows which task should use the specific call. There will be another message from relay chain to call time chain, say basically includes the information that how to do the accounting for if a call was used by a specific task. There's a logic to renew a region. A region is just period of call time, a block of call time. Usually it's a 2 months region. And the renewal is at a predictable price. If I remember correctly, it's a 3% increase every time you renew the block call time, you renew your region. As we mentioned, if you don't have a tasks that need a few months period of the call time, you can just purchase the on-demand call time from the call time pool. Let's see how Polkadot 1.0 use the underlying call resources. From this picture, we can see each call is assigned to a specific caller, and each caller is represented a task, a parachain, and each call is just assigned to a single parachain for a long period, for 2 years. But with agile call time, we can split the call to be used by multiple tasks. Here you can see each call is used by multiple callers, which means is each tasks, a few tasks use this call together. We can even make fine-grained the separation of the call usage to a threaded ones, which means tasks take turns to use the here if we see call one, the yellow and blue tasks take turns to use the call one resources to produce their blocks, which is very flexible, right? Previously you need only one task is assigned to the call, but now a few tasks can be assigned to the same call, which means the costs to produce blocks and validate the blocks actually reduce a lot if you don't have that many of transactions. Sometimes you may have some peak block space requirements. A block space is almost the same what we call the call time. It's just a different dimensions to define the resources. So sometimes you may have a high demand, like if you are doing some airdrops or NFT minting, you have at a specific time, you may have a lot of transaction to validate with. So let's see this picture in call 3, and it was assigned to this 2 tasks, the same one and the light yellow one. And at some time, you may have the same task may have some extra transaction to produce to execute it. We can purchase an extra call time on call n to just meet this peak requirements. The target of the agile call time is to produce to give a reasonable and long-term value capture mechanism for Polkadot, which means if there's a lot of tasks works as a parachain and require this call time, require the fundamental resources, which is called, the price of call time will increase, but still you have a predictable renew price logic, which is a small amount of increase of the price. And if there are less tasks that are deployed as call time or use call time, the price of using the call time is actually decreased. For ecosystem building with Polkadot and deploy as parachain, the costs for this deployment is actually predictable and manageable. Also, it lowers the entry barriers for small teams. Previously, you need to purchase a long period, 2 years, and a huge amount of dot need to back for your slot auction. But now you only need to purchase a 2 months slot, not slot, 2 months region, back of call time to test your idea. If you have enough transaction to support your task, you can renew your region at specific prices. The design target for is to support 1,000 calls. Actually, is dynamically changed because you may have more validators at some point, and you may have less validators at other points. So the validators change and the number of cores supported actually change. As shown in the previous pictures, Agile coretime want to promote the utility of the cores for different tasks at the dynamic intervals. You can split a usage of a core at any frequency. Also, you can access different cores with the same tasks so that it can meet the peak requirements of transactions. The development of coretime is pretty similar to the runtime development. Usually you build your on-chain palette, you define your on-chain storage, which data you want to store on-chain, and what dispatchable cores you want to make, and the event you define to notify the client and the error information. You also need to have the unit testing to cover the logic of your palette is working as expected. Also, you need to do the benchmark for your palette to find the correct weight for your dispatchable cores. After you finish your on-chain logic development, you need to set the chain specification for your genesis, for your chain's information and genesis state of your chain. Whenever you finish the above steps, you want to configure your runtime parameters, adjust your runtime parameters to meet your own requirements, your business requirements. Let's see how to deploy a coretime, deploy a parachain with coretime on Rococo. Here the picture shows the Polkadot.js apps, and we are connecting the Rococo relay chain. And under there's a network type and a parachain. We can click the pair ID to reserve our own pair ID. The pair ID is automatically set for you. You can just submit the transaction and get the parachain ID reserved for you. After we get this parachain ID, we can change our parachain node template. Here we are using Polkadot SDK parachain node. The changes to use our parachain ID is pretty simple. We also do some extra changes, like we change our token symbol to a customers one, and we change our relay chain from Rococo local to Rococo, and we change the parachain ID to the one we just reserved. Also, we change the name of our parachain and the ID and the chain type from local to live. Here, for simplicity, we remove Bob as the collator role. We only use Alice for the block production for parachain. In production, you need to use subkeys, the two subkey to generate a customer key, not this Alice well-known key. You need to use a customer key for the collator role. Also here, we also need to change the reserve ID from the one we use. And the protocol ID is a customer one. We also change the command flag to easily identify this is the chain we want to use for our parachain node. Let's go back to our slides. After we made the changes in our parachain node template, we can compile our template, use the command cargo build --release -p to give the path of our parachain node template. And we can then generate the genesis state. We use the target release parachain template node, which is a compiled binary for our parachain node template. We use a subcommand export genesis state and give the flag, the chain flag, which is the POE chain we just changed, and export the state to this file, POE parachain genesis state file. After we have genesis state, we can also generate the genesis wasm code, which is just the runtime code. use the same binary, use some command, export Genesis Wasm, and use the chain flag POE chain and export the file POE parachain Wasm. After we have a Genesis state and Genesis Wasm, we can register our parasite. Parasite is an old term. Now it's just on-demand parachain. So just ignore this name if you don't know what's the meaning. It's just the same as parachain. And same we are in the Polkadot apps, and in the networks tab, there's a parasite button. We can click it and see this dialog. First, we need to choose the parachain ID we just reserved, and we need to upload the Genesis Wasm here under the code. We also need to upload the Genesis state in this initial state field and submit the transaction. It may take a few minutes for this transaction being broadcasted and validated in the relay chain, because the file of the Genesis Wasm is actually pretty big, a few megabytes. After the transaction successfully validated in the relay chain, you need to wait 2 hours. It's a onboarding period for your parachain to be fully workable. Now we can start our collator for our parachain and sync the Rococo relay chain. We use the same binary parachain template node. We first run the collator row and use the well-known account, which is Alice, for this collator, because this is what we use in the chain specification. In the production, as we mentioned, we need to use the customized key. Here, the base path is the data stored, and here we use false authoring to just produce blocks. We use dash to split the collator parameters and the relay chain parameters. And in the relay chain parameters, we have the chain is Rococo, and our sync option is fast unsafe. With fast unsafe, we don't validate the blocks synced from the network. And to save the storage, we use blocks pruning 256 to just only store the latest 256 finalized blocks, and the state pruning is similar one. After we have upload the once we sync the Rococo relay chain, it takes half day or 1 day, depends on the network, for your local collator to fully synced with the Rococo chain. After that is synced, we can purchase the on-demand call time with the Rococo on the Rococo relay chain Polkadot apps. And under the developer extrinsics, we can submit extrinsic to produce a block, to purchase the on-demand call time and produce a block. In the on-demand assignment provider palette, there is a extrinsic called place order allow dice. Here we give a max amount for this call time purchase, and the para ID we want to use this call time. We can submit a transaction. If you go to the terminal, you should see a block is produced and finalized after the transaction is successfully broadcasted. Once we have the on-demand call time tested, we can just purchase the region, which is a bulk of call time, a period of call time. The bulk call time price is shown in this picture. There is a prefix period, which is called interlude length. And in this length, you can't purchase the call time. Only the tasks that already deployed with call time can renew their usage of the call time, which means the onboarded tasks has a high priority to get the next call time. with a predictable price increase. After this period, there's a price discovery period, which is called the leading length. It will start at a specific price and decrease along with the time, and it starts at a fixed price. There's some coretime marketplace. One is Elastic, one is Region X. We can show the one of the marketplace. Here we are already open the Region X marketplace. There's a few. The coretime is deployed in Rococo and Kusama, so EC2 regions is spotted now. It has some. Usually you want to purchase a core. It's not. The link is broken. Let's try the link on the tab. Here you can see there is some information listed here. The sale started, the time started, and the time ends. There is also a price details. The Rococo coretime is cheap enough. You can go to the Kusama to have a better understanding of the price discoveries on the Kusama network. Here you can just purchase a core. And estimate fees, we can just submit the transaction. Transaction was initiated and in block. If we go to regions, we should see there's an extra ones course we just purchased. This is the one I purchased in the past. There should be one in the future once the transaction was successfully validated on the network. I have already deployed a coretime, a parachain with the region, which is 4493, and it's almost expired in 2 days. I can just renew this call. The marketplace is still in early stage. You need to try different marketplaces and find the one fit for you. I don't think they are working as smooth as you want, but you can try. Also, there are at least some resources, like in the Polkadot direction, there is different ways to use coretime. And this is a coretime proposal, which shows the underlying principle why we comes out this coretime design. Also, we mentioned there's a broker palette for coretime system chain, and this is a broker palette, and it's detail. You should be able to find more details in this palette, and some other resources you can find if you are interested to read. Oh, this is my sharing. Thank you.
Thank you, Kaichao. Okay, there's no questions for now. Okay, then I'll just share my screen quick. Okay, yeah. So please remember to drop your name plus your project name or name plus individual if you want to get a chance to win the travel grants. 哎，对啊，大家如果想要获得这个 travel grant 啊，有机会的话，人就要打卡啊。打卡规则就是您的姓名加姓名称或者姓名加个人。行，那咱们就到咱们的下一位老师啊，下一位老师是咱们的彩荣啊，Bifrost Fellowship Member。bring you the theme sharing and 给大家带来这个分享，然后大家还是有什么疑问，您可以这个先在评论区留言，然后我一会儿会转达给咱们蔡荣老师。Okay, so if you have any questions, you can just drop it in our chat box OK，so 那接下来就有请 Tyrone 啊，Bifrost Fellowship Member will introduce Bifrost SLPx Full Chain LST Technology Stack。行，那就交给 Tyrone 老师。
Thanks, Tracy. And also thanks, Coach Ketchell just mentioned about coretime and how to purchase, how to renew the coretime, which is especially for us to give you some thoughts and inspirations on what you can build upon the use cases by using this liquid staking token to purchase or renew the coretime. Maybe I'll introduce this part at the end of my presentation. So at the end of the workshop, you might have some ideas, novel thoughts on how to use a liquid staking token to integrate with the coretime purchasing.
There's one. Sorry, there's one question coming. Just there is saying like, is there any Rococo faucet? Like Rococo 水龙头现在有没有
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Please, go ahead, Tyrone.
Okay. So yeah, my name is Tyrone. I'm a council member, fellowship member, and developer role of Bifrost. So let me share my screen to start with the workshop, right? Well, so the topic today, the workshops, is first we will introduce what is Bifrost liquid staking stack, and which is named as an OMI chain liquid staking stack. And we will briefly introduce you what is liquid staking first in several sentences, and then what is SLPx and how does it work, and finally we'll give you some thoughts and use cases that you can build with SLPx, how to integrate it, and we will have some demonstration to show you the existing use cases that we already did for you. So sorry. Just give me 1 second. I can't switch the slides right now. Sorry, let me restart the presentation so it might work. Okay. Sorry about it. So we don't go to the full screen just in case it doesn't work. Okay, so let's start with what is Bifrost SLPx, right? The liquid staking concept I want to bring the first. So the liquid staking token is actually a tokenized representation of stake asset, which actually inherit the staking reward from the underlying staking. So liquid staking token, which is that you're holding a representation, that automatically generating the liquid staking, generating the staking reward from the asset. So the well-known liquid staking asset might be the Lidos, STETH, you might know. And for Bifrost, we call it the vulture token, so which is V token. For dot is like V dot, and for, let's say, KSM is VKSM. And Bifrost is acting like a middle layer between the DeFi and the use cases up on the DeFi. So before there's the liquid staking layer, you can see the fragmentation between each use cases are obviously. So staking is staking and DeFi is DeFi, which means you cannot use the liquidity across multiple use cases. But after that, well, with the liquid staking layers appear, and you can actually connect with DeFi use cases and the underlying mechanism, which means you can stake your asset and do the DeFi works at the same time. Well, this is framework, how we positioning ourselves. So on the above side is users that they actually send in the token to Bifrost, and in exchange, we give a vulture token, the V token to users that they can use in any DeFi scenarios. And then the underlying token will actually works like we acting like a customized protocol to delegate users' asset to stake in the relay chain and select the validator. Well, the SLPx, apparently, the reason why we call it an omni-chain liquid staking stack is that it can be deployed in any chain as you want. So on the left side, we're calling Ethereum, right? Cosmos, Binance, Smart Chains, Moonbeam, A-Star, whatever. So any of the chains that deployed SLPx contract, which means developer can start with integration adoption on your app with the SLPx. And the mechanism behind it will ultimately go through the Bifrost power chain via the bridge hub or via the XEM, and the asset will fluently flows between one chain to the other. We call the module like headquarter plus branches. The headquarter, which is the terminal, is Bifrost power chain. And Bifrost sending the intents to any other chain that deployed SLPx like Ethereum, Moonbeam, right? So if you are a developer that you actually developing the use cases up on the Ethereum Moonbeam, you can integrate with Bifrost SLPx contract, so you can easily achieve that one-click liquid staking token minting on a remotely chain. Well, we've done the concept part, so the principle is like that. Now we deep dive into how it works, the mechanism behind it. Here is a framework on how the SLPx works. So we start from the left side, Moonbeam. So let's say a user like actually interacting with SLP contract on Moonbeam. The first step is that the user sending the token to the SLP contract, and the contract will requesting the Bifrost power chain SLPx palette to sending the order of the user to Bifrost power chain. So the order of users like stake my token to a liquid staking token. So the request is sent to Bifrost, and Bifrost receive it and pass it to the SLP module, which is actually the liquid staking palette, the staking liquidity palette, which is the full name, and the V token will be minted. Well, right now the V token is still on Bifrost set, but users not receiving it on Moonbeam, right? So what we need to do is SLPx palette will works again and send the V token back to the user's address. So on the interface, users just made one click, but underlyingly took 7 steps to make it happen. That one click involved in seven steps. This is Bifrost SLPx in EVM. So easily saying, Bifrost deploying a branch contract on the destination chain, which is Moonbeam. So users or any other protocol that easily interact with the contract API to finish the job. And now we go to another case, the SLPx in power chains. This is a real use case between Bifrost and hydration, right? They changed their name to hydration now. In hydration, which is they open the authority to open the authority of XCM to be called from a remotely chain. So on Bifrost, we can remotely calling the function on hydration. So that's cool. And hydration as well, they can also call in the function on Bifrost via the XCM. So the function they're calling is the Polkadot XCM and calling the send the transaction to Bifrost. So the transaction actually involves the user's order that they want to mint a V token. They want to stake their token. So once Bifrost receive it and mint it to V token and transfer it back to hydration. So the user receive it by using one click. Here's a code sample of SLPx palette on Bifrost. Well, if we start from the beginning, V token mint and transfer to a target chain, we shall see the main function involved in this palettes are right, the EVM caller and currency ID, let's say V dot, right, or dot, and target chain, let's say Moonbeam and remark. So detailedly, the currency ID, which includes the V token ID and the V token amount. And then it's importantly to call the XCM, right? So you are transferring from Bifrost to Moonbeam, so which is the EVM caller, and you need to fit in the V token ID and amount. So the target chain is Moonbeam, and then it's done. Well, the overview of the system works like this. Bifrost acting like a terminal, and which interacting between different power chains, different partners, and the small linear that connect with different chains are the orders of V tokens, right? You can see multiple of V tokens are displaying here, and once the Bifrost receive any of the requests from any of this power chain, and then the SLP work, and then maintain the V token and send it back to the destination token. So a destination power chain. So what if external blockchain that is sending the request to Bifrost, how it works is interacting with the bridge hub. The bridge hub receive that request and and teleported from an external power chain to Bifrost. It may not be an external power chain, it's an external blockchain, like say Arbitrum, right? Ethereum, Bitcoin. They connecting each other, maybe like a hyperbridge by using hyperbridge, or connect with bridge hub by using snowbridge, whatever that is. But they can connect with themselves, and they have a network between each of them, and they can easily send the assets between them. And finally, wherever the user is sending the request to Bifrost, finally we can receive it and give a result to user. Well, let's go to the showcase. The first one is how does remotely V token mint and swap works. So we go for a demo. Okay. Now we actually deploying the SLPx palette on A-star, right? A-star network. And you can see in the wallets, we have balances of A-star and VA-star. Well, the first thing is that to check what function that we are calling. So the first function that we are calling is mint a V token. Well, this request is sending from A-star to Bifrost. So we check how it works. Right now, this is Bifrost power chain in Polkadot.js. So you see the SLPx palette works actually. We receive that request. And here is the A-star power chain with the issue of a V token issue. So the balance, the previous balance of VA-star is 10, right? It was 10, and right now it's 20. Here is the redeem. So after the execution, you see that balance actually reduced, which means the redeem worked. You see the function that XCM redeem. And final one is interesting. It's remotely swap, which means you can send intents or request from A-star to swap an asset on Bifrost. So it's like a use case cross-chain token swap. Check this. The first thing first is that you need to input what asset you need to swap what other asset. So we call it use token to swap exact token. Okay. Here we see it. The token 2 is the currency ID of A-star, and the V token 2 is currency ID of VA-star. So, which means it's using an A-star to swap VA-star, right? In the case we use the 10 A-star to swap VA-star. Okay, so the swap worked and the balance has increased. So here's the first use case, the demonstration. The other one is XCM Oracle. It means how we feed the price of V token to a Moonbeam or other EVM compatible chains by the XCM. So what is that important? Like, let's say oracles, right? So they don't have a V token price, but how they can get the price is that they underlying have the price of, let's say, DOT, right, in USD in their oracle, but they don't have the price of V dot. What they can do is if they can get the V token exchange rate between V dot and DOT, so they can calculate the dollar price of V dot in their oracle. So that's the ultimate goal for us. We need to feed the V token, the V dot against dot rate to Moonbeam. And once the Oracle in Moonbeam receive that, they can easily calculate the dollar price of V dot. So that's easy. Now, how does it work via the XCMs? Like, we customize the function, XCM SLPx Oracle, and on Bifrost chain, we natively has the price, the exchange rate between a V token and token, and we feed that price rate, we feed that rate via the XCM to Moonbeam. So on the Moonbeam, it's embedded in the contract API. So any of our other contract can easily call it. So that's the reason why then Oracle or a borrowing lending protocol, they can easily get the exchange rate from the SLPx Oracle contract. Well, finally, it's purchasing the call time, right? Purchasing the call time, is like using the V token and swap the V token to a token and teleport to coretime power chain and purchase it or renew it. Here's the demo. Start with where we at now, Rococo coretime chain, right? So we call in the broker and we check the self info first. Check the price. And we need to get we need to get the token in our pocket by that price, right? So we need to firstly swap the exact token on Bifrost. So we are using the V dot to swap to dot. And we finalize it. Here we are sending the token from Rococo to to coretime power chain. Before this step, we already teleport the asset via the XCM from Bifrost to Rococo. Well, our address in Rococo coretime have received that dot, and check that price again to buy it. Right? I call in the purchase, I fill in the price and finalize the transaction. Okay, we've already got the call time. And how can we transfer the call to the other address? It's something like you're selling the call, right? You're selling the call to the secondary market. Okay. We transfer it to another address, which name is mine. It's Tyrone. Okay, and before we end off this workshop, I think I have some potential use case for you to think it about. These are just some inspirations, but which doesn't mean that you need to restrict it in it. You can build any use cases related to, let's say, V token or relate to Bifrost power chain as you want. So this might just give you some inspiration on your mind. The first one, let's say maybe a project launchpad that using the V dot or any other V token staking reward to jump into the a fair launch. So what do you need to do might be right. The first thing is developing an environment supported by SLPx. That might be A star or Moonbeam, and use the V token as a lot asset for the IPO and extracting staking reward from V token. Right now, hydration DCA, yacht DCA, which is the function that they can withdrawing the staking reward from the V token periodically. And once you receive the liquid staking reward, so you can put in the fair launch projects and make that system works. Or we have the lose-lose prediction market, which is like a game, right? Like a game that building by using the V token. You have a pool that the pool or the vote that the token inside of is coming from the staking reward as well. But it will be distributed to only one users that predicted the events, right? Maybe whatever it is, maybe it's the election in the USA. Guessing the result of anything like games or Olympic Games, you name it. And the token router, which is actually built on Bifrost power chain itself, you need to batch some transactions that involves multiple transactions like first step cross chaining the dot from relay chain to Bifrost, the second one use that dot to make a V dot, a third one use that V dot in farming, right? Deposit in farming. So you batch it in one transaction by one click for user. So which has some conditions for use, like you need to take 2 use cases in Bifrost Polkadot and the other one build it in a cross-chain scenario. And the other things, the 4 and 5 is like NFT and social media tool, like integrate in like a D-Link in Twitter, or in Telegram, right? Anything as you want with V token. I don't want to deep dive into it. And we have some built resources in our Bifrost docs. You can literally check all of this information from Bifrost doc. If you go to bifrost.finance and you find the doc, and you can deep dive into it. Okay, that's pretty much of my sharing, and thanks for listening, and hope you enjoy the building. Right, thank you.
Thank you, Taryn. Yeah, there's no more questions coming from our audience. So yeah, okay. Then I will just share my screen. Okay, so just make sure like we have some updated about our bounties. You can just simply to go to our DAR hacks and click the bounty details tab, and you can see we have several bounties for this is for the Bangkok Hackathon, the Viral Network, Bifrost, Tarvinia, and Blockchain for Goose. And for the Singapore Hackathon, we have Akala Across Network, Vira Network, Bifrost, and Blockchain for Good. So and also we've already sent the bounties info to your private group, either Discord or WeChat group. 对，然后大家可以查看这个我们这些 bounty 啊，然后对，也有可能会有一些调整或持续更新啊，所以大家就关注一下。然后包括我们在各位的这个参赛群里边，其实也有这个相关的发布信息啊。对，然后还是打卡这件事儿啊。对，然后大家如果想有机会获得这个分享 Travel Grants 啊，您就现在可以打卡了。对，就是把您的名称啊加项目名，或者是没有项目呢，就是名称加个人 ，OK，然后放在这个 YouTube 这个评论区里啊。So you can check in for the travel grants. Just please just simply kindly drop your name plus your project name or the name plus individual。然后下周啊，这是第4期嘛，然后下周还有最后2场 workshop，第5期和第6期也是同一时间，在周六和周日啊。So we have another 2 workshop left. It will be the same time next weekend. 然后没有报名的同学啊，大家可以这个扫码啊，就扫这个最右方这个码，然后可以参加报名。So if you haven't registered yet, you can simply scan the QR code from the most right-hand side. Okay, so yeah, finally, I hope all the participants here can invest gains and growth from these sharings. Thank you for participating today. I wish every participant to achieve outstanding result in the project. 行，非常感谢大家今天参与，然后祝愿每一位参赛者呢都可以取得这个好成绩啊！咱们就下周末再见啊。OK, see you next weekend. Bye.